Hello everyone, welcome to Coloring Rainbows. I'm so glad you're here. In today's video, we're going to create a complete 12 color watercolor wheel using the cool primary colors from the Daniel Smith Essentials watercolor set. The three colors we're using are Hansa Yellow Light, Quinacridone Rose, and Phthalo Blue Green Shade. Whether you're new to watercolor or you've been painting for years, creating a watercolor wheel is one of the most valuable exercises you can do. It's simple, relaxing, and incredibly informative. Instead of relying on printed color charts or guessing how your paints will mix, you'll create your own personalized reference using the exact paints you have. Every watercolor pigment behaves a little differently, so making your own color wheel gives you a much better understanding of what your palette can really do. I've already drawn a simple 12-section color wheel. Let's begin by painting our three primary colors. Our first color is Hansa Yellow Light. I'll place it at the top of the wheel. This is a bright, transparent, cool yellow with excellent mixing properties. One of the things I love most about the pigment is how clean it stays when mixed with blues. It produces fresh spring greens that are perfect for landscapes, foliage, and botanical paintings. Notice that I'm placing a creamy paint consistency, not too watery and not too thick. This gives you a nice even layer of color while still allowing the transparency of watercolor to shine through. Next, we'll paint Quinacridone Rose. I'll place it here at about the 4 o'clock position. This beautiful cool red is transparent, luminous, and one of my favorite pigments for floral paintings. Unlike many traditional reds, Quinacridone Rose leans slightly toward violet, making it ideal for mixing purples. It also creates beautiful pink washes when diluted with water. The third primary color is Phthalo Blue, the green shade. Let's place it at the 8 o'clock position. This is an incredibly powerful pigment. A tiny amount goes a very long way, so it's always a good idea to start with less paint than you think you'll need. Phthalo Blue is known for its intense staining power and brilliant color. Because it leans towards green, it's considered a cool blue and is outstanding for mixing vibrant greens. Now that we have our three primary colors evenly spaced around the wheel, let's start mixing. Let's begin by mixing our three secondary colors. They are created by combining equal amounts of two neighboring primary colors. First up is orange. We'll combine Quinacridone Rose with Hansa Yellow Light. We'll get a lovely coral, salmon-y, kind of peachy color. Perfect for beautiful skin tones, sunsets. The reason it doesn't become a brilliant orange is because both pigments lean far from orange on the color wheel. They're cool versions of yellow and red, so each pigment contains a slight bias towards another color. This is one of the most important lessons a color wheel can teach us. Next, we'll mix violet by combining equal amounts of Phthalo Blue and Quinacridone Rose. One of the reasons you may love Quinacridone Rose is because it creates such beautiful violets. Instead of becoming muddy or gray, this mixture stays rich, transparent, and luminous. This is an excellent color for flowers like irises, lavender, atmospheric shadows, and colorful evening skies. Next, let's mix green. We'll combine equal parts of Hansa Yellow Light and Phthalo Blue. Look at this beautiful color. It's bright, clean, full of life. Since both pigments are cool, they work together beautifully without creating much neutralization. This is exactly the kind of green that's wonderful for fresh leaves, grass, spring landscapes, and tropical scenes. Finally, we'll paint the tertiary colors. These colors sit between the primaries and the secondaries and are created by adjusting the proportions of our mixtures. Rather than using equal amounts, we'll simply add a little more of one color rather than another. Let's start with yellow-orange by adding more Hansa Yellow Light. Notice how soft and delicate this mixture is. Next, let's paint red-orange by adding more quinacridone rose. Although it isn't a vivid orange, it's still a warm and attractive mixture. Between violet and red, let's mix red-violet by adding more quinacridone rose. This beautiful magenta purple is wonderful for flowers, berries, and dramatic floral shadows. Between blue and violet, we'll paint blue-violet by increasing the amount of phthalo blue. This creates a cooler, deeper purple. Next, let's mix blue-green by adding more phthalo blue to our green mixture. This beautiful turquoise-leaning color is perfect for oceans, tropical water, and evergreen foliage. Between yellow and green, we'll paint yellow-green by adding extra Hansa Yellow Light. Notice how fresh and energetic this color feels. Take a moment to look at the entire wheel. Look and see if any colors need a little extra refinement. Take your time and paint a second or third layer if you like. One of the things I enjoy most about this exercise is seeing the personality of each pigment. Every watercolor set creates a slightly different wheel. Some produce brilliant oranges, others create muted greens, some make extraordinary violets. Each combination tells you something about your paints. This particular wheel shows us exactly what these cool primaries can do. They produce spectacular greens, they create gorgeous violets, and they give us soft, delicate coral oranges instead of bold, saturated oranges. If you've never made a color wheel before, I encourage you to paint along with me. It doesn't have to be perfect. Every wheel teaches you something new, and it becomes a valuable reference you'll use again and again. If you painted a color wheel before, try different colors, mix them up, and see what color combinations you can come up with. If you've enjoyed today's tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you won't miss future watercolor lessons. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. And until next time, make art and have fun.